Okay, we're back with another video in our video series on our AI maturity model, right? So in our last video, we talked about AI vendor replacement, level 7 in our model, right? Which is being able to replace vendors with autonomous AI functionality and or agents. And that brings us to the highest level of AI maturity, which is the AI workforce. And the AI workforce, in layman's terms, what that means is actually eliminating and reducing your human capital because of AI functionality and AI agents, right? They're actually, it's May 15th right now. There was a story this week about Microsoft cutting, I think about 3,000 jobs. Maybe it was more than that. I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head, but Microsoft just cut a bunch of jobs, and they were able to do that in large part because of AI being able to reduce the capacity required to produce the same amount of productivity because of the efficiency gains from AI, right? And so there's a couple ways that you do that. One is, let's say you have a team of 10 developers, and you're able to expand the capacity and ability of those 10 developers by a significant amount using AI. And then what that's going to do is that's going to mean that you could accomplish with, say, maybe 6 developers the same amount that you previously accomplished with 10. So you can still get the same amount done, but you can shrink your developer team to 10, right? So that's one example of this. And that is kind of using that, kind of like we talked about with vendor replacements, kind of using that to augment capacity or to augment capability and to extend capacity, right? And then there is fully autonomous agents, meaning they can completely replace specific functional roles. Maybe you have a marketing manager who does a lot of posting on social media and things like that. In this level of maturity with your data, with your information, specifically from like your CRM and your sales cycle, you would have the ability to build an autonomous AI agent that can create and post and manage all of your social channels, maybe with slight oversight from a person, but pretty much operating independently and autonomously, which would allow you to reduce that potential headcount in that marketing manager role, right? So at this level of maturity, the types of things that you have working for you, excuse my team's going on down here, but the types of things that you have working for you are autonomous AI capabilities and real-time decision making driven by AI, right? So you can now have entire alert systems that are built off of the integration between AI and your data. You can entirely replace some types of full-time employees with AI, and you can extend or expand capacity of your existing employees with AI. You have a fully integrated workforce at this level in level 8. It takes a lot of work to get there, as we've discussed in other videos, but it allows you to get to this point of full integration, having autonomous AI inside of your operations. You're going to be much more efficient. You're going to be much more effective. You're going to decrease your payroll dollars significantly, but you're going to increase productivity. All in all, you're going to kill your competition if they're not doing the same thing, right? That's how it's going to work in a few years. But if you want to get to this point, you've got to start driving towards it now, right? So in our next video, we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay, here's the model. Great. How do you actually get there? But for this, we're just talking about level 8. And look, if you can get to that level in 2 or 3 years, you're going to be killing your competition. That's the thing that you should know. You should start prepping and planning for it now. You should build a plan, and we'll talk about how to do that in our next video. But if you can get there in a couple of years, you're going to be beating all of your competition that can, right? So that's level 8. That is the nirvana of our AI maturity model. So come back to our next video, please, and listen to how you put all this together into a roadmap that you actually execute on. But appreciate you listening, and have a great day.